Hello everyone, this is Yakov. Yakov the Tanker, Yakov the Gamer. Go by several names like that, but Yakov is fine. Today I'm introducing myself to the Raid Shadow Legends community. I've decided to play Hell Hades free-to-play challenge as a community member, and just wanted to share where this account is at and how things are going and some of the challenges I faced. First of all, let me show you the dock here. I decided to start with Othel. I'd used the link code from Hell Hades website for Ugo and Tagore. And then I decided on the promo code for Sigmund High Shield, and then later added the promo code for Bellower. I had a rough start, not with those choices per se, but I had a rough start just playing the game. So day one, I got the account started, and then I did very little. It was a wash. A lot of different things on my end. And I had several days like that in the first week where I did very little on the game. Then there was days when I was able to use all my energy and all of the rebattles and everything else. So I got the account started. I did very little. And then day two was the day when I really got going. Day two, I leveled Othel to 30, made Othel a 4-star, leveled Ugo to a 4-star, drew the commander, drew Skullsworn. Then I leveled both of them up to 30 on the next day, leveled Athel to 40, made commander a 4-star, made Skullsworn a 4-star. Then I drew the Tagore. That meant I hit the level necessary for that champ to drop. Then I did the Bellower code on day 3. I made Bellower a 4-star very fast. Drew Armiger. I made a note of that because I intended to use Armiger once I got him. Armiger's a great champ to smash the turn meter on certain bosses. And then I worked really hard, made Armiger a 4-star altogether on day 4. And then I opened campaign hard. Got through campaign normal, didn't do every point, but got into hard. The reason I pushed to get into hard here was so that I could start getting experience on all of my champs. Day 4, I managed to get Athel up to 5-star. Used some level 4 food and fed it to her, turned her to a 5. Leveled Commander, Skullsworn, and Tagore to 40. And then the account was at level 30. All this time I was trying to get in to see if I could see my stats in the website. This was a nightmare getting that set up. I had a steep learning curve figuring out how to log in and make sure that I could see my stuff. Then I did the code for Sigmund High Shield. I was watching several of the other content creators talk about the options, him versus Sun Wukong, and I thought I would go with this one. I've done Wukong before on my main account and on other free accounts that I was starting, the Chronom accounts and things like that. I've tried Bellower, Sun Wukong and others. I've tried Oboro. I've tried Lightsworn, different ones. Got Bellower to 40, completed campaign normal at all points, getting the shard at the end. Then I got top chest in clan boss at level easy. It was a 3 key to get it. And so on the morning, I was able to get that when things reset. I got full masteries on Othel. That was my starter champ, so that was my first priority to do full masteries on. I drew Melga Steel Girdle. And then I went ahead and assigned Othel's masteries based on how I wanted to play Othel. Leveled Othel to a 50, opened Brutal Campaign, day 5, getting through all the hard material. Then I 2-keyed the clan boss this time and used my others into the higher level. Leveled Sigmund High Shield to 50, and then I pulled a Crimson Slayer. Now this is noteworthy on day 5, pulling a green champ that is able to do Fire Knight, because all of my best champs are blue, magic affinity. So it was good to get a spirit affinity here who could handle some clan boss stuff, and also Fire Knight. This rapidly improved my Fire Knight team, being able to land more hits on that shield, and then also reduce healing, using that as well in some of the potion keeps to stop the bosses from healing. Day 7 was a bad day again, and I think some of my progress that I mentioned here in day 2 may have been actually day 3. I got a little confused on the way the server resets and what counts as a day, but there were several bad days here at the beginning. Day 7, spent most of the day messed up with internet problems. I did give Tagore full masteries as the second champ to get masteries. Day 8, I pulled Alice. One keyed the clan boss easy, throwing all my other keys into the next higher level. Pulled Skuramis, and this was with one blue shard. I just had one, and at this point in the game, I'm pulling every shard that I get because I'm trying to build my roster. I got started on clan boss hard. Got the first boss down in the Sacred Order in the faction wars. So that was a big thing. Leveled Alice, full 50 now, waiting on a way to get her to 60. I got my Hell Hades free-to-play stats working, and then I found out I was actually doing pretty good, and this is why I decided to make this video. Doing pretty good in the community side of the free-to-play challenge. I found out I was in the top 20% in 9 categories. So I'm going to switch modes here. We'll come back to this. I want to show you what I discovered when I logged in. Now, this is my stats now, not my stats that day. They were top 20% in 9 categories, which was quite a boost to my morale after almost 3 days out of the 8 being pretty miserably unable to do anything. So, looking here, I'm going to do a refresh. It's always good to do a refresh when you start, and you look at it, and then coming down here to the show creator. I don't want to show creator because I'm on the community side, but then to show my personal progress. Now I'm logging in here at day 13, about ready to grab my day 14 two element blessing for Alice, and I'll show you that in just a second. But these are my stats now, just before I grab day 14's prizes. Here I'm in the top 3% in Great Hall Development, top 2% in Faction Wars Progression. I've made that a priority to smash those Faction Wars up the levels and get anything I can for the Forge. I'm not doing so well in Arena or Tag Team Arena. I'm in the top 3rd, roughly, in those 2 areas. I have logged in and smashed those every time I've got a refresh on it. And I've done decent on progression, but I'm holding in some lower tiers. You can see I'm in Silver 3 and Bronze 1. Those have not been my priority to push the account. Those will get better as my champs and especially my gear improves. My current fastest champion is also not very fast. I'm really down in the mix for having a fast champion. I did pull a champ, and I'll show that later on, which is going to move that up once I build her and give her the right gear. But that's down the road. For me, because of my bad first days getting started, I have a bad score in normal campaign. But this began to turn around as I cleared hard and brutal. And I'm currently, I have half to 2/3 of Nightmare cleaned. So you'll see here that the stats change when I go to here, click on this. I was in the top 57 on normal, moved to the top 43 by the time I got into hard, and then brutal I moved to the top 24, and now that I'm in Nightmare, I'm in the top 4%. So this turned around after a really slow start. So it was a bit getting going, but it did turn around in a positive way. And this was where some of my points collected. I did push through pretty hard, just kept smashing. And by the way, I still don't have a 6-star champion. I don't see that happening in the next few days either. My 5 stars are killing it. So I'm maxing my 5 stars, gearing them up, and just smashing things that they can do. Demon Lord progress. I'm in the top 11% here. My champs are well suited to take down the easy and the next level up clan boss. The Dungeon Dragon, I'm in the top 23% currently. Ice Golem in the top 19, and those have been my favorite ones to go smash this time through on this account. Dragon is actually where I'm farming. I'm not farming in campaign. I'm farming the highest level of dragon that I can get through easily with near 100% accuracy. Fire Knight, I did pretty well when I opened up, and this has a lot to do with grabbing Crimson Slayer. I'm in the top 7% on Fire Knight in the community. In Spider Dungeon, I haven't been as heavy pushing this, and probably because of the event dungeon, I'm getting amulets and rings through there instead of the spider, so I haven't focused as much on the spider. Plus, I don't have certain skills in my champs or in my armor that really make this boss easy yet. So I haven't put in a lot of effort here. Minotaur, it's one of those things I do slowly because I don't primarily farm Minotaur to get my masteries. I usually get 800 gems and go to the next champ. So do this as the game requires it or gives me a kick to doing it, then I do it. Otherwise, I don't do it. The next one is the Arcane Keep, top 8%. I focus on this keep over the others simply because every champ upgrade uses this one plus one of the others. Top 12% in Void. I had a good day on Void. Spirit Keep, top 9. Magic Keep, top 3. And this is where I've focused in one of the special keeps. Every time I had a chance to smash Magic Keep, I did, because my best 5-star champions are Magic Affinity. So I've got a full Magic team going for a lot of the stuff. So they need upgraded. The Force Keep, top 7. Sand Devil, as soon as that broke open, I smashed that really hard. And I was able to do it. I was able to hit the lower level Sand Devil pretty good, and it earned me some points early on. I needed something where I could get some points in early because I lost so many points on doing the normal level of campaign early. Did the same thing with the Shogun Grove. Smashed that boss a few times, got some quick points. And then I've been working on the event dungeon. Getting into the event dungeon was a little bit slower getting started, but I moved up to where I'm comfortable. We'll show you the level in just a moment. Best stage is level 10. I think if I'm farming 7 or 8, something like that. But that's the other dungeon where I've been farming. All right, that gives an overview of where my account is. And until I could get in on day 3 or so, whatever day it was, 4 maybe, we can look and see. I've already forgot what day it was. Getting my stuff figured out. Wasn't day 3. Wasn't day 4. That was later. Day 8. It wasn't until day 8 that I got in here and was able to see how I was even doing. But yeah, on day 8 I got in, created my profile, and I've been able to see my profile. It was already created. On day 8, we talked about hitting clan boss hard, first boss down, leveling Alice. So I found out on the day I got into my stats, I was the top 20% in 10 categories and top 10% in clan boss only. Even with a botched start, I thought my stats were looking fairly good for just getting off to a bad start. Then I completed all the points in campaign hard. I drew Hexia with a sacred shard. That was the shard from the campaign. Wasn't what I wanted, but that actually helped the next day in Faction Wars. I did my first Chimera key, easy level, bad score, but I did it to get the thing that was glowing. I needed to do a Chimera key to get some rewards, so I did it on one of the dailies. Um, Not too thrilled with that. I didn't expect that to go well anyway. I just did it for 86K and got my rewards. I completed the arena challenge and got the last fragment for the Dawn Caller. So I was able to draw a Dawn Caller. I opened Campaign Nightmare here on day 9. I got my Tagore up to 5-star. Then I pulled an Avir. Now this is significant because at this point I didn't have a poisoner, and so Avir was able to give me poisons. This is when I started checking my scores. I realized at the end of day 9 I had 976 Hell Hades free-to-play points, and I ranked 279 in the community. I was now top 20% in 11 categories, top 10 in both Clan Boss and Faction Wars. Day 8 was the day I really pushed Faction Wars. Tried to max out what I could do. And some of this, in maxing the Faction Wars, was really about identifying which common or uncommon, maybe even a rare champ that I could bring to 30 and throw gear on it, and then make it go. Because that's what I had. A lot of my Faction Wars, first 4 or 5 stages, maybe 6. It was like one epic champion and a bunch of uncommons going at it. A lot of Skullsworns and a lot of lesser stuff in each of the. I had multiple copies of Skullsworn here, and some of the other rares from doing campaign, and so they were the ones I relied on. Now, anywhere I could use my nice 5-starred folks, I did, of course. I opened the clan missions. I joined a clan. I actually joined an alt clan in my network of clans where my main is. It's just a clan that holds a bunch of alts, but it allows me to get double rewards on Clan Boss and some other things. So I did 3 easy clan missions. I needed those points to buy things out of the clan shop. This was another thing that's going to push the account. 5 debuffs. I did 3 easy ones, which was 5 debuffs per boss type. That was something I could do, and this is where Avir especially helped me, because he's throwing poisons on him. I got up to 5, did 3 bosses, 5 debuffs apiece, and got my rewards, got out of there. I have Bellower for decreased defense, decreased attack, decreased speed, Othel for weaken, Ingid for leech, and Avir for poison. That was my 5 debuff team. Did it on 3 bosses and got the points. Day 10, I leveled Tagore to 50. Got my full masteries. Seems like I said that more than once. I'm not sure what's going on there. four level 50 champs. Now these are all magic. 3 of them with masteries. And it's Othel and Tagore and Alice that have the masteries. At this point, I stopped throwing all of my shards in to see what I would get, and I decided to start saving shards because there was a shard pulls event just around the corner. I didn't obviously save a whole lot before that event took place, but I did save up some shards from this point, starting on day 10. At this point, I switched gears to starting to build food. This is where I need to get some 5-star level food to turn Othel into a 60. This is where I made that choice. I would have made this choice much earlier if I didn't have 3 struggling days at the very beginning and a couple of other issues. So it's just a late start in several ways. And this is the start on my account on the server dates. I actually still started later than most people on the day that the challenge started. I didn't get up and running that day. So I started a couple of days late, and then I'm still slow, messed up on some of the days when I was operational. So it's kind of a slow start. I noticed several other content creators talking about the slow roll that they are doing, and I think this is similar. I don't know how it matches up. I've been watching different ones. For example, Nubraids, YST, Hell Hades, Coal Red, several others. Boozer talking about their free-to-play, how it's going. And Coal Red especially talked about the slow roll type of push that he's doing. So that kind of was how I compared what was happening with mine. Although I think I did get some good draws here that's going to push me forward. In day 11, I completed Campaign Brutal, all points, got that shard, pulled one more Ancient Shard, pulled all my Mystery Shards, pulled my Sacred Shard, got 2 Legendary Champs in the double leg event. The only shard I had got me 2 Legendaries. Never had that happen before. But I got Oelia and Mother Cybele. Now, not as thrilled with Oella, but Mother Cybele, I took a look at never drew either of them on my main. I don't have them. But Mother Cybele looks really good, and we'll show that off in just a minute. Began to trade gems for energy at this point. I hadn't been doing that because I wanted to get three champs full masteries. Now I'm turning some gems into energy just to keep pushing because I run out of energy now. Began to use the forge for a silver mine. Hell Hades has several places on there on his website where he talks about using the forge to make silver, and that's what I'm doing here with this. It's my first time completing the advanced daily quest to get the extra energy. I was able to do it on day 11, ending the day at 141st place with 1260 points, top 20% in 13 categories now, and 10% in 5 areas. Day 11 is where I started to get excited about this, and one of the reasons I'm making this video now. Day 12, just working hard to get 5 level foods built. Very low on energy. It's very hard to build them here. I didn't do them in the first rush of energy when I had a lot of energy in the game. Also, working to get blue potions from the Magic Keep, needing to level up all my Magic champions. That's necessary here to get their ascended status up. I opened the Sand Devil Shogun's Grove, mentioned that earlier, smashed a few of them, got some early points there. Didn't really get enough blue potions this day. I don't have enough to give another blue ascension to Alice, who I was hoping for. I moved up to the top 100 community players on day 13. So I broke the top 100, and when we looked at the web view earlier, you can see that my place has now slipped back to 101, but I was at 98 when I started the day on day 13. So rank 98 with 1434 points. Top 20 in 16 content areas, top 10% in 10 content areas. You can see I'm like 2 or 3% in several as well. Now, I'm going to show you how it's doing. Day 14 has just begun, so I've got to go in and pull my items. I don't know why I get the red button here on referral program every day. We can't do referrals anyway, and there's absolutely nothing here. It's just something you got to do, I guess. Maybe a potentially annoying thing that you got to do just to get rid of the red button. Got to go click on it and get rid of it. Alright, now, daily login rewards. I'm getting the boost today. I'm getting, on the Alice Chase, I'm getting the two level 2 blessing, the soul. And new player rewards, I'm getting my Jizo today. Alright, so that's done. Got some shards. I'm grabbing these shards, and at this time, I didn't until about a couple hours ago, but I'm also grabbing any 5,000 or 6,000 price champs because I need food to build my food to bigger food. And maybe I'll even consider grabbing these 8,000 or 10,000 champs. But I'm trying to keep it down to 5 because silver's also a problem. Alright, so log in, get that. Look at my quests. I did purchase the item I'm going to go ahead and knock out the arena next because that's always on a time ticker. I grab the dummy fight, and you can see my 4 level 50s. Most of them don't get a turn on that fight. And maybe with another fight you'll see how they operate. But they're doing well. Maybe I'll try this 40,000 team. You got 2 really weak ones in here. Wukong is able to revive himself because he's at the 3 level ascension, so that could be a challenge. We're going to give it a whirl. I've knocked out some teams like this already with this free-to-play account. A lot of the Wukongs are not built very strong, even if they're reviving themselves. And now I get a turn. If he doesn't kill me before I get a turn, I'm going second, and usually we're going to crush him. I can't get the boost that I want on Athel because she's got block buffs on her, but we're going to eliminate all of those and then go for the big guy. Alright, and it's over, just like that. And there's a lot of teams like that sitting right at the 40-45 range that my 5 magic champs are destroying. And if you notice, only one of them was red. That's the tough affinity for my champs, and that was a common champ, leveled 40. That was probably somebody's food champ that they're trying to turn into a 5-star so they can feed it to their one they're building for 6-star. But yeah, that's what that probably is. I'm probably going to leave alone this Wukong. This person might know how to build him. I don't know. This one I could probably take down. We're going to do the 46. Skeletor is probably going to be... well, if Athel goes first at levels... sorry, not Athel. Elhain. There we go. Get some champ names mixed up. If she goes first, I could be done. We'll see. I don't have revivers, and I don't have blocks. So, yeah, I'm going first. Alright. We're going to do that first. And I'm going to get my up attack. We're going to go that. And yes, Athel isn't doing the right thing. Or, I'm sorry, Elhain isn't doing the right thing. Now, this is the value of high shield. I've got strengthen and I've got shield. They can all take a turn. I'm comfortable with that. I'm actually going to use this skill on Athel instead of the other one because I really want to minimize what this champ's going to do. And that's my goal. I need to get Elhain out of this fight before my buffs wear off. And even so, she may still not drop next. Oh, she's gone. So we're not as concerned. I'm less concerned about Skeletor. Alright, and then we're going to go after He-Man's nemesis. I can remember being a small child when my neighborhood friend kept bringing over his He-Man and Skeletor to smash them against each other in the sandbox. Yeah, I didn't have them when I was little, but he did, and we both enjoyed them. Alright, so that's Classic Arena, 3 fights down. We'll wait for the refresh for the other, and then we're going to see if there's any teams that make sense for this while we're in Arena menu. Maybe the 83, and that team here looks rather tough. I'll leave it alone. We'll wait for the next refresh. I only need 5 to get the stuff, the prizes. Demon Lord. We're going to go ahead and do this. I've already keyed the main boss here. I thought I threw in a key here, but I didn't. I think because something else took place. All right, so we're going to let this run on auto. And I'm going to watch it. I may take over and jump in, but I'm going to let it run on auto and take a sip of some very well crafted coffee. And the alt accounts that are in this clan are doing a decent job of making sure the bosses are dead. So when I get in and I knock them down, I'm getting double rewards. And I don't have to kill the boss. It's already dead. Now in this setup I have 140. Ugo's a 40. I chose not to level up Ugo, and I made my other champs my 50s. So Athel went to 50. Alice and Sigmund are 50s naturally, and Tagore was the one I went from 40 to 50, not Ugo. I could do Ugo. I could build some 40 level foods and do it. Right now, that's not beneficial to my account. It will be, probably in a week. Um, what I need to do next is level 60 Athel. That's what I think I need to do next. And then I think Ugo can wait on his 50 or her 50 until after I get Athel up to 60. Getting Athel to 60, and I thought about this. What about Alice instead of Athel? Well, getting Athel to 50 frees up some of my missions towards Arbiter and the early missions you get in the game, which give you other things. So, leveling the starter champ is the way to go with the first one. Now, they both have mastery. So does Tagore. Um, Neither Sigmund nor Ugo have masteries yet. Sigmund does have a few. Every time there was a mission to go find a mastery and put it on a champ, it was Sigmund that went into Minotaur and got a little bit so that he could get a mastery. But I'm not fussed about maxing his out yet. He's the one to go grab one for those missions. And I'm saving the next 800 either for Ugo or that other champ that I pulled that we were talking about earlier. I've been leveling her up, Mother Cybele. Very amazing in the lead with a speed aura. That was something I didn't have with my top champs here. These 5 champs are not very fast when it comes to speed. But Mother Cybele in the right gear can lead the team. And I put her in gear right away. And at level 1, put her at the head of some teams, and she pushed me up several levels in several dungeons at level 1. So I'm thrilled to have pulled Mother Cybele. I'm going to let this play out just a bit, and I'm going to click the window so we can actually some of the sound effects. I have a bit of clicking outside the window to silence things. I've done that out of habit because I'm usually doing 50 things at once, and so that way I don't have to hear all of them. But yeah, nothing else is happening at the moment, so it is a good time to listen to the boss finish up this match. Looks like I'm about ready to top 1,000,000, and that's good with the key. I think with the little easy level, I'm doing like 1.5 to 1.7 million with one key. So at this level, anything over 800 or 900 per key is good. And this is going to be 1,000. There it is. It's over 1,000, or I mean 1,000,000. It's over 1,000,000. That's it. That's 1,000,000 on the key. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the replay. I've got another key sitting in the bank. Here it goes. Could be easy enough to get a mil. At 2 mil, that's either second or third chest. And I think I've got one more key that I can use. Now, in my main, I really love having Blue Affinity Clan Boss because my team's red. But this team is almost all blue. So they would do better against the green boss, which is the one I struggle with on my main. But here we got the blue boss. And I think it was Felrouse and Colred earlier today were saying how you've got to think differently from your main to your new for you to play. Because free to play, you're not going to have the same roster. That's where it really lands down. You're going to have different champs. You've got to figure out different puzzles and solve them in order to decide how you're going to proceed and what will actually maximize your account the best. Odd things have got to be maximized and used to their fullest potential in order to proceed. I thought about doing this free-to-play challenge last year, and it was just too hard getting things on my end, ducks in a row, to make it possible for me to do this. And then I also was thrilled and learned and advanced my main just by watching what others did in their free-to-play challenge, because that was roughly where I was. I was at a pretty new player. This is my second time to see the free-to-play challenge and the first time to participate in it. So I've been watching Raid for just a little over a year, playing it just a little over a year. I don't remember what month I started, but on my main. Seems like it was during the Rathalos stuff. That was right about when I started. And several others today were talking about how they got started into Raid, and it made me think, how did I get started? Colred mentioned being a Magic the Gathering player before, and that was something that kind of lended itself to this. And I've played that a bit, and I've actually been on a long break from it, so I haven't played that in a while. But I was actually in a different kind of game altogether, playing, and somebody who had a friend who needed somebody to do a free account for his Chronum volunteered, hey, download using this link and try out the game, get up to level so-and-so, and it will help my friend. I thought, why not? I did. Didn't really know if I would like the genre. It wasn't the type of genre game I usually played. Although, since I've been playing it, it's reminded me of a game I used to play, Diablo. And so there's several features about it that are similar. And so those would be games in my experience history, MTG and Diablo 2 and 3. There's some games I tried. Yeah, padding the stats is how you move up to the next level. So you've got to figure out any way you can to pad a stat. Another game I've played more recently, stat padders are usually discouraged, but you still have to pad stats to play the game well, and that's World of Tanks. So that one has, if you don't build your crew stats, your tanks are rubbish in battle. So you've got to find groups of people to play with to maximize your stats on something. Get your crew stats up. It's not the vehicle stats so much as the crew stats. All right, so that was a mill and a mill. We're going to check how here, and that was on the normal. We need 2.43 to get to the third level, and how did we hit? 2.12. Let's go find that other key. I know I've got one. I'm going to grab these because those are always needed, and grab these since they're glowing. Alright, I did want to see one thing here with Clan Moss. How soon? Yeah, I'm going to have to draw that key if I'm going to move up to the third basket. And no, I don't have it. So we're stopping there. I won't get another key before the reset. Alright, so that'll get me the easy one key and two keys in the next level. I missed a shot to get my other key earlier today. A lot of things happening, so that's that. Alright, what else pushes this account? Let's check and see if Arena reset. In a minute 14. Alright, we're going to do something else. We're going to go ahead and summon our 3 champs. At this point, I'm saving as many champs as I can. I just do the minimum to get what I need. And there's an uncommon. Another uncommon. Third. That's a common. Alright. And we're done with that. Alright. And we're going to go increase somebody's level 3 times. We were working on one, and I'm going to set it up by rarity so I can find the guy I was working on. This one here is the one I was working on. And actually, this was a common that I chose to put gear on and level up to fight because he was putting people to sleep. Alright, we're going to go ahead and throw all 4 of the level 1s into him and move him up a level and give him a green brew. That gives him at least 3, and we're done with that. Alright. Now we're going to make 4 accessory upgrade attempts, and the person I had in mind was her. We're going to level up that ring 1 level. It didn't go, but I did get the stuff. Alright, there we go. So we're done with that. That's the next thing that needs leveled up anyway. Alright, by now maybe the arena is refreshable. We need 2 more fights. There's our first one. Flick of the wrist and he's done. Alright, we'll go in probably and do this 40 unless something else is more appealing. Allure. Got her on my main. I don't have her in any of my alts, including this free-to-play one. Okay, 1 champ's dead. That's who's getting resurrected. And we're going to go smash Allure. Alright. We're having a tough time on this fight. No reward. Yeah, Allure smashed me up. Alright, some 40s I'm doing, some I'm not. It's right around the 40 to 45 break where I'm getting some successful fights, some not so successful. And it's okay. Gate 5, get them done, and then later when it refreshes, do the easy ones. 3 glyphs, yeah, we're going to do that next. And I believe it is him that needs the glyphs. Alright, we're glyphing. Yeah, we'll get 3 and get it done. There it is. Give him a little more speed, a little bit more HP and accuracy. And we're done with that one. Alright, what else makes sense? Unlock a mastery for any champion. Now, actually, I've got a mastery for this guy who he needs his, he leveled up and I haven't grabbed it yet. I saved that on purpose. So, yeah. Just need to see what I want to do with him. I'm always having trouble spelling his name. I get the A and O backwards sometimes. Alright, so what we've decided to do here is go a mixture of green and red masteries, and this is the clan boss booster pattern at Hell Hades' website. So we're going to give him this one next. Yeah, stacking battle damage, that's the one. Alright, we did that. Okay, we're going to move into our other missions. Let's check this again. 45 seconds. We're not quite ready for that. Okay, here we are. Keeping that. Not doing anything there. Yeah, can't do that till I do the faction wars. Okay, we're going to faction wars and see what's open tonight. We got Sacred Order. We got 3 open. Shadowkin and High Elf. Let's see what Shadowkin is. Haven't broke that one yet. And I've been leveling some food to do this. So we're going to put him in first place. And we're going in with these guys. First time in, see what happens. Most of these guys don't have armor or weapons. They're just fighting with their hands. Alright. Interesting. He has nothing on. We're gonna cream this one. Alright. Level 1 rare. Nothing, no armor at all. Just walking right through them. Now I've got some uncommons that are leveled up a bit. Alright. This looks like a cakewalk for level 1. Now, which champs out of this would benefit me the most? Moving the 2 level 1s up and putting junk equipment on anybody that doesn't have equipment. I might leave the 2 ninja dudes without equipment because I'm really making them food. Alright, we got 2 of our stars. Oh, that reminds me, before we go further, we need to put our It's not here. It doesn't unlock yet. So I need to get up to 4 more levels before I can put those 2 onto Athel. That's fine. She's doing just fine at the moment. Alright, so we are going to the champs, and we're going to filter out everybody but the Shadowkin. And there we go. So he's got nothing, he's got nothing, he's got nothing, he's got nothing, he's got nothing. That whole team had nothing in their hands. They clobbered level 1. Alright, so we're going to go to Tavern. We got 3 blue things. We're going to put them in them. My mind is not thinking of the word I want to say. Alright, so we're going to do this. I'm going to give him one of these. That gets him up to level 8. And we hit the wrong thing. This is where we meant to go. There we go. Alright, so he's up to level 8. He's going to level 8. And actually, I'm going to give him the red one because that, and we're out of silver. So that isn't going to go very far. Okay, we got to grind to get some silver before that's going to work. Is there any silver I can make really quick? And right now I'm selling any 3 stars, keeping 4s, unless the 4s are in a set I don't plan to use. I have never used days on my main, which is late game, in game area. So I never used it early, mid, or late. It's just a set I never found a need for, and probably because I found plenty of something else, either stun or frost, that was more effective. Daze is not as effective because you daze them with one champ and wake them back up with the next. That I didn't find as useful. Now, the rest of the sets, I'm going to hang on to them for now. But that gave us the silver to go do this that we were doing. So go back to the tavern, go back to the rarity, and I like to organize them by rarity. Probably doesn't matter since we're eliminating everybody but 5. Okay, the ones that need stuff the most. He needs, I'm going to give him both of the greens. And he's going to get the other red. Alright, now the champs are, and we'll throw the blue into him. Oh, why not? And we're out of silver, so we're stopping there. We're going back to the armor now, and we're going to armor them up so they can make a run. Marauder. We're just going to put random armor that we aren't planning to level at this moment. Let's see what he does. Yeah. Okay. That kind of gives me my sense of what they're going to do. He needs to smash things. He needs to reflect the damage, and he needs to block debuffs eventually. They're not going to be able to do all those things right now. Alright. I'm going to give him Stalwart. Just any random 4 pieces, whatever I've got the most of. Gonna need a helmet and a shield from any set that has 2 items to get a set. And that's probably gonna be this one. Okay, so he's done. He's going to be very, very defensive. We want resistance, lifesteal. Alright, we're going to go defensive, defensive, and I may just do 4. Give him 4. And then does any other set with a helmet and boot make sense? And at this point, when I'm not leveling up the gear, having gear that gives me another stat without leveling it up is beneficial. So that's why I'm going with sets that actually do something when you put the items on. whatever set I'm looking for needs to have a helmet and a boot. It's probably going to be, yeah, I don't want to use that piece on him. Helmet and a boot. I may just have to put random helmets and boots on them. Oh, here we go. We're going to put an accuracy on it. There we go. He's done. All right, this guy needs to attack. That needs to be his primary purpose. Speed, maybe crit rate, maybe attack, maybe accuracy. Is there any set that makes sense for him? No. No. Toxic. That's tempting. All right. Let's see. Let's get 4 pieces of toxic and then go a look for something else. We'll do resistance. I got a helmet and a shield in that. Okay. We're done. We're going to go. We're not putting armor on the others. And do we want to ascend? Itinerant. Yeah, we're going to ascend. That gives them a few more stats apiece. And that one's not going to get ascended. And that one will get 1 level. There we go. And he gets 1 level. They both get 1 level. Alright, so we can see what we still need to pull out of the keeps, the potion keeps, before we go into more statting. Alright, Faction Wars. Back to the Skinwalkers. We're going to run this and see if we can survive all champs intact. Alright, we got no more level 1s. A level 10 is the lowest. And all 3 of the weaker champs have armor and gear on. That rolling fireball through the troops, that's a nice touch. Now, on my main, when I was in early player status, this guy here, Itinerant, was one of my favorites. This guy right here. He did a lot of work for me. Faction Wars, I think I level 40'd him, full stat padded him, got him up in there. Alright, so that's a complete 3-star win. We move on. We'll see how far this takes us. The higher up we go, the sooner they start earning more without having to feed them. So letting that play out. Now, I'm only faintly hearing the sound. There, it's back. Okay, I didn't know what had happened there. I knew I hadn't clicked out of the box to turn it off. Yeah, there's a few sets I don't use at all. Daze is one of them. Curing, I think I had 1 champ in it on a main account. And Fury, didn't use it. So, I know I'm selling those. That's my silver. Alright, some of them died on that adventure. Alright, we're going to go on and push the next one, because sometimes getting to the higher level gets more experience, and then that helps your champs survive. So I tend to try to push up 3 levels above the one that I had the last full clean on. Like if I got all 3 stars on one, I try to go up 3 levels. It's not always successful, but that's kind of the goal. Now on my main, I've gotten several days further into the Alice campaign than I have on the free-to-play because of the late start I had. I just got the two blessing today on the free to play. I got it like 3 days ago on my main. So that also gives an indicator of how late of a start I got. Not only did I start late, but I also stumbled some of the days getting in. So it just wasn't possible to push the count. I think a net late start on this account is probably a net of 5 days. Two real days starting late, and then 3 days not pushing the account after starting. So here, and then that's a full defeat. So that's one of the things in faction. Sometimes if you can't break one level clean, you can't even climb. And what we're down to is that none of this gear has got any levels in it. Once I get some more silver, all those gears will go up to 4, just to get 1 stat boost on a substat and 4 levels up on the main stat. We'll do that a little bit later. Just want to see how we're doing on some of these other categories. We've got campaign battles, and we started that. Okay, we're going to check this. Do we get one that we can smash? That's 75. Certainly looks smashable. We got 240s here, 240s here, the 60 here. That's the one you're not going to win. Well, let's see. If I put my worst team there, yeah, I should do this and then lose the last. And you'll get to see Mother Cybele in action. Yeah, that 60 is not, I'm not going to kill that 60 on the last fight. These first 2 fights will be easy. That's 1 down. I don't have a reviver in this team, so it's up to Sigmund to keep people alive. And even though Crimson seems weak here, she's the one that put all the debuffs up that crippled the team. Now, here's Cybele in action. I put her in action as soon as she was in my champ list at level 1 with gear on. And I can showcase her just a little bit. Well, this is going smashingly well, except for the fact that I'm probably not going to kill the 60. It's going better than it should. Yeah, she's going to eat through these guys. Yeah, it's a wrap. I'm going to go ahead and finish that, get the overall victory. Two wins out of 3. That's good enough. And we're going to check this for any easy fights. Yeah, we got 2 of them. From here out, now that I've got my 5 done, we're just going to get the easy ones and keep moving, because it's the one resource that's not measured in the game is your own personal time, and I don't have loads of it. So anything I can do to speed up the time that I have to spend clicking, the better it goes for me and the better I push my account. Some places in the game are higher efficiency to farm than the ones I choose to farm. For example, if you are farm campaign, brutal 12-3 is the place to farm. That's where you farm to get your best bang for the buck. However, I usually don't do this. I usually farm Nightmare, and I'm not there yet in this free-to-play stage 3. The same room, but in the Nightmare level. Reason is because it's far fewer clicks and a lot more experience per champ. If you're trying to build food or just trying to farm for the drops, you're going to get 6-star drops here of gear, and if on Dungeon Divers, that speeds up your Dungeon Diver quite a bit. Yeah, it costs 20. It's not showing here because it's locked still, but it costs 20 energy as opposed to what Brutal costs. Brutal costs 8. So yeah, your energy cost is much higher, the reward is much bigger, but the amount of time you've got to spend running rebattles or mouse clicking is far less at the higher levels. So I tend to value the things that actually speed up the amount of time I spend. Now, there is such a thing as Raid Shadow Legend Helper, RSL Helper, that can speed up the clicks and do some things automated for you. I haven't done that very much. I have used it to help clean gear. Like I've used, what is it? I don't remember the name, but Lil puts out a list. I use his late game, not the end game one, but the late game one to clean my gear. It speeds up my gear selling. That's the only thing I've used it for yet, and that's useful, and I'll keep doing that. Maybe I'll get a little more familiar with what it can do and do some things more automatedly, but right now, it for me, this free-to-play account is about figuring out what I need to do next, puzzle solving. So the RSL helper wouldn't be as much of a bonus. Now, I do keep a tab open on Hell Hades' page so that I can solve any kind of what champ builds are best for a build, or even team composition in the optimizer and things like that. I'll do that. But some of the free-to-play challenges just, oh, I've never seen this champ before. What are they good for? And where do they best fit my already existing champs? What kind of team compositions can I put together? All right, I'm going to pause this screen because I have an appointment, and I'll be back after that time and continue on.